In this video, I want to explore the power of acknowledgement and how you can use it to transform your life. So have you ever walked into a room and someone ignored you? How did it feel? Have you ever told someone about a personal problem, but rather than listening to you, they immediately gave you advice on what you should and shouldn't do? How did it feel? Have you ever paid for an item in a shop and the shopkeeper took your money without actually looking you in the face? How did it feel? Have you ever done something like vacuum the carpet or clean the house and your partner or parent didn't say anything? How did it feel? So what was missing in all of those examples? Acknowledgement. Now let's reverse those examples. Have you ever ignored someone when they walked into a room? Have you ever immediately jumped in and started giving advice to someone when they told you about a personal problem? Have you ever completed a transaction with someone without looking them in the face? Have you ever failed to acknowledge someone who vacuumed the carpet or cleaned the house? How do you think the other person might have felt? Does your doctor, naturopath, teacher, mother, brother, father, sister, colleague, friend, partner, employer, etc., do they acknowledge you for the efforts that you've made, or do they habitually mismatch, discount, and give advice? Which feels better, to be ignored or to be acknowledged? So what does it take to acknowledge someone? Sometimes it might just be a look, a head nod, or I hear what you're saying, or you did good. When we acknowledge someone, we say in effect that you count. When we ignore someone, we discount them, we devalue them. When you acknowledge your own efforts, you say, that counts. And in doing so, you build self-esteem and self-value. When you fail to acknowledge yourself, you're discounting. You're saying what you did had little value. And if you apply it not just to the behavior, but to yourself, then you're saying that you don't count, that you have little value. Interesting, eh? So let's look at how acknowledgement can be used to facilitate powerful change. Now, in an NLP coaching session, I usually start by asking, what is the problem, if any, and what do you want for yourself from this session? This is the NLP present state to desired outcome model. The clients that I see, they usually start by describing a problem with marijuana, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, weight loss, binge eating, gambling, anger management, fear, anxiety, stress, confidence in public speaking, a relationship conflict, or how to switch off at the end of the day and relax. Now, I could go into fix-it mode, but to do that wouldn't acknowledge them for who they are and for efforts they might have made to fix the problem and move towards their desired outcome. So what I do is I listen, but when I'm listening, I'm not so much interested in the content, but in mapping out the structure, the process of how they do the problem. So let's say a client wants to stop drinking alcohol and stop gambling. As well as gathering some personal history, I'm listening for values, meta-programs, personality type and temperament, negative emotions and frustrations. I don't need a lot of information, just enough to map out the structure, which means I interrupt the client a lot. But I'll let them know in advance that I will do so in the service of them. In some cases, the problem may be related to their personality type and the difficulty in getting into a flow state being an optimal state of consciousness in which you perform at your best. So then I show them the Wealth Dynamics profile. This was created by Roger Hamilton. It's one of the most useful personality types that I've come across. It uses only two dimensions, intuition and sensing, and introversion and extroversion, and puts them at 90 degrees to each other. You draw a square and then you get 8 personality types. You get the creator, the mechanic, the lord, the accumulator, the trader, the deal maker, supporter, and the star. It's rough, but it fits in well with the NLP meta programs, and most importantly, it works. So in this 10-minute overview of personality type, it's not unusual for the client to get an aha experience. An understanding arises that the presenting problem is related to having not acknowledged elements of their personality type and the frustration in trying to work or live with someone who has a different personality type. You know, is part of the reason they've resorted to marijuana, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, weight loss, binge eating, gambling, etc. And part of the reason they get anxious, fearful, angry, and stressed is because they're in a situation not suited to their personality type. So with this acknowledgement comes an acceptance that they're okay. And acceptance is a powerful frame of mind. So the first step towards transformation comes with the acknowledgement that there is a problem. An understanding of personality type tends to bring in acceptance. With acceptance, the client stops judging themselves so harshly. They relax a bit and they find it easier to orient themselves to a possible future self in which they work, live and play in an environment in which they flourish. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with a task. For the next 7 days, at every opportunity, make an effort to acknowledge others and to acknowledge yourself. And just see what happens. And then come back and leave a comment in the comments box below. And if you got some value from this video, please like and subscribe. Make sure you click on the bell to get the notifications. And then share the video on social media and Facebook. And all the best to you, and I'll see you soon. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, remembering to click on the bell. Then check the comments box below to join our team of patrons and crew. Once again, thanks, and all the best to you.